he defeat the Prime player? We're gonna find out right now with our Terran player. Starting to the top of the map, he is already in Code S. He is starting for the Prime team. It is
Byun Prime.
He's 2-1 in the group, but all the players that he could tie with, he has defeated. He is in Code S, and he's facing a Zerg opponent who could follow him if he takes the game. To the bottom of the map, we have an ex-GSL Zerg player. It is
GSL Symbol.
Jadong and Senda are both watching this game. They need a Symbol to lose. If Symbol loses this game, then they still have a chance because they will be tied with a Symbol for second place. We would have a tiebreaker.
And just considering where we're at now in this group, Byun is going to try, I think, his best to win this game. We talked about it already. You said it's pretty cool that he doesn't think about the game in a way where it's like, well, yeah, I'm through, I don't care. He just doesn't even think about what is what, except I'm going to play each game one at a time. And since even though now he knows, until just about a minute ago, he didn't, and he was preparing himself mentally for this game, I expect to see top-notch play out of him.
You know, if Symbol takes it, this would also mean that we don't have Jadong advance to Code S, which would mean that we don't have a single Casper player advance out of the up and downs. And I don't really know anymore if in the last season a Casper player was able to make it through the up and downs.
I'm thinking about it.
I think no.
I think there was one player.
I am not sure. A couple of them got invites into Code S and are still in Code S. A few of them were able to get
in
through.
up and downs, or was he actually straight into Code S?
I can't remember it.
He might have been the one that got through.
I thought about it and I can't come up with any names. I'm not quite sure. Maybe that's something that we can look up later, but I definitely, in this up and down season, not a single Casper player so far was able to make it through the up and downs.
Yeah. Another annoying drone here, coming by Symbol, of course, this time to harass that CC first. He will do the same and get into the main base, just like we saw Jadong. He wants to see, are you taking any gases? Seeing no gases here and no additional barracks lets him know already without seeing it that Byun will likely add a fast third command center, or at the very least, he's going to have late tech. And with the Overlord he has to the right side of the map, he can confirm. So Symbol with a lot of information going into this game right now that he can use to his advantage. And the third CC will be dropped, and he can go and check for it. He knows. This is a great position for Symbol to be in. Now, will Symbol punish with aggression, or is he just going to take his own third?
I think that Symbol is going to take his own third.
Same.
I don't think that he wants to go for...
It's too hard to transition into aggression when you weren't already planning on going into speed on a map like this across positions.
I don't really think that he's going for a coin flip in such an important game. He knows that in the late game he's really strong, so why not just go for it? Yes, it's Antigua, but still.
Yeah. It's Symbol we're talking about here. That's the thing, man. Maps may not be perfectly balanced, but players are certainly better than other players.
And this map, it always depends on how you play it. And you can play this as a Zerg player with an advantage. But Byun has shown patience. He has shown patience in his games, and this is what won most of our Terran players to take their matches against Zerg. They were just sitting tight on 2 bases, on 3 bases, and waiting for the Zerg to attack, and every single Zerg that tried to attack on Ling Bending Mutalisk died.
Yeah.
Suffered too many losses.
We talked about it, you know, Shine did it well and then overcommitted in his game against Byun, in fact, and
same map.
Then on the other hand, Jadong had some issues with his as well. He ended up finishing out so far okay, but he's not. The group is not in his hands. You know, as far as just comparing him to Shine, and Symbol, I think, is going to be a lot more careful here. We'll see what Byun's composition is going to be as well. That's another thing that has not yet been revealed. Now it is. Double evolution. I've done this so many times now. Double eBays going down for Byun. I feel like I have like a Zerg mind somehow that I didn't even know I had.
You have a Zerg mind?
Somewhere subconsciously it's in there.
Tell me all about it. Finally a fact that I find interesting. And don't start with the haircuts of Kerrigan.
Well,
no, don't.
Well,
don't do it. I know you're tempted.
Looks like dreadlocks. I don't like it when she's got the... When she's in the...
What happened to Swallow Down?
when she's in the Kerrigan form that's, you know, Queen of Blades type, I'm not really into it. Not for me.
That was all the information, by the way, guys, that we got from the glimpse that Wolf had into the mindset of the Swarm. I'm a little bit disappointed. You could have asked for your Mutalisk question. Here come the Roaches, though. Roaches rolling, well, moving across the map, meeting those Hellions in the middle. He's on the move. Symbol with 78 supply and Byun with 61. We have one bunker on the high ground, and here come the first Marauders. He knows what's going on now.
Yeah, he knows what's up. Roach attack comes through, and you know, we both expected that Symbol would not put on aggression to punish the fast third. Byun sees the Roaches with his Hellions, but also sneaks them by. The thing is, he's going to want those Hellions to buy him a little bit of time, and he cancels a bunker in the main. Did he just not see this? He may have not seen them, I'm not sure, but either way, he needs to pay attention now to what's happening at his natural. Of course he is. The bunker has 4 Marines in it, and this is cross positions. Byun is actually going to trade really well against this.
He lost the Marauder, he lost 2 Hellions, and he's also losing SCVs now. He's losing 4 in total. 1 Marine is probably going to die. Yep, there we go.
But that was a pretty good trade.
That was okay. Didn't lose too much economy. He lost a bit of mining time, but it could have definitely been worse.
He did not try to use his Hellions during this, surprisingly. He just left them on the watchtower. So for that reason, I wonder what he... I guess he was just really focused on the defense, but if he had run them in, he could have killed some drones at the third base while Symbol was focusing on microing and killing his SVs. Regardless, he's moving them back now.
68 harvesters against 48. The layer take nearly completed. 1-1 for both of these players. A bit faster for Byun here. Speed now also on the way for Symbol. He's going into this macro game. And the same is true for Byun. He's supply blocked at this point, going for triple supply depot to change it. And we have the 4th base for Symbol, trying to get the 4th. This is what Antica is about. If you play the style that Symbol is currently playing, you need to somehow save your 4th. And to do that, you need the Overlord spread, and that's exactly what he has. Overlords to the left side, to the bottom left, trying to make sure that the medivac would be spotted right away, spreading his sweep very well, even getting macro hedges now in the main base so that his production is not going down if he loses one of those forward bases.
Drone, or the Roach on the other hand, is just so brave. He watches another Roach get burned to death by Hellions, and he's like, nah, I'm going to hold the watchtower, it's mine. Just does not even hesitate, goes up. That Baneling could have connected. He's trying to grab in, and it looks like he will. These Hellions are on creep, and this is a bit much by Byun. He overextended himself just slightly.
You don't want to fight on creep with Hellions against Zerglings. That never ends well.
Especially not with Baneling support nearby.
Yeah. 12 additional, 13, 14 additional harvesters now for Symbol. He really goes high economy, straight into Hive, even before the 12-minute mark.
This play of Symbol is actually so similar to his former teammate Hyun on this map, just going into Hive on 3 bases. He's ahead enough to get the 4th, though. And he's doing what we've seen already on this map. Players trying to take this 4th base instead of the base in the center. Look at how many tumors he has. He has so many. Yeah, he's going to lose some of them here, but Byun can't kill everything.
Symbol is going for... Is he going for a counterattack, or is he just trying to cut off the retreat path of these Marines and Marauders? It looks a little bit like he's preparing a push into the 3rd base while he defends at home. I don't really think he's... Yeah, he's doing it. He's going for it.
He's going to. He cleans these units up, and now he goes. The tank is unsieged because siege mode's not done. It's about to be in a second, but too late.
The Zerglings are a little bit too fast, though. The siege tank is gone, and now the Marines have to split. The Banelings rolling into the 3rd base.
There's 5 of them. Byun starts to split, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter. Lings are starting to trade against these Marines.
Wow, he kills a fair number of SCVs, and now the rest of the units are running into the natural.
Byun is in trouble. He has a lot of production. These medevacs rolling out with nothing to put in them. Oh, all those Banelings hitting the Marauder actually changes the fight so significantly.
Center and Jaedong were not happy about this. 16 harvesters lost for Byun. He's down to 61, immediately rebuilding with triple SCV production. No 4th base for him just yet. Symbol on 5 now.
The Ultralisk Cavern is the tech of choice for Symbol. He needs to build up a bank, though, before he can really start to use that. Will he be able to keep his base alive? Not if he's moving out when the drop hits. More and more Banelings. Is Symbol going to fall into the trap that other players in this group have fallen into, attacking so heavily on Ling Baneling? He's got the transition in place, but if Byun keeps holding off against these attacks, he starts trading more and more efficiently with his 3 bases, he will eventually have that ability to move out. And his Symbol moves out, but he's got nothing to defend his base. And Byun has, right now on the map, only 2 siege tanks, so this is still a concern. Nice bro on the drones.
Yeah,
and
very
must
well
not
done.
have a scan.
Yeah, those Banelings just in time to take out these units. Individual drops here to kill a few more Banelings, but this was well done. The Ultralist transition is now on its way with Chitinous plating already on the production tab. +3/+3 started for Byun, who's 30 supply behind Symbol. This game is going to decide it all, at least for now.
Cool.
3-way tie, or will those 2 players advance to Code S?
I really like what he did with that Marauder. We don't see this very often intentionally like that, but if there's no mutas on the map, you can easily just fly in with Marauders and drop them on top of Banelings to cause some inefficient trades. That's actually just really cool, simple math that Byun decided there.
Another attempt to take down a few harvesters, but this time Symbol is ready.
Symbol made a ton of extra drones, by the way, went up to 93, and this gives him the ability to start putting spores and spine crawlers up at his bases to stop little drops like this, because when you cut the spire out completely, then you find yourself a little bit vulnerable to drops like this, but he's so far defending it perfectly.
I'm also a bit surprised that we don't see any infestors at all, not even to shut down the drop play, but also not to fungal the Marines. The problem for Byun is going to be that he doesn't really have a lot of Marauders to deal with Ultralisks, but Ultralisks without fungals are only half as good, because you can still micro against them. You can split your units and just draw them out so that the Ultralists never really get this surface area that they want.
This is going to be Byun's first glimpse of the Ultras coming across the map. Pathogen glance for the Infestors is not even started, by the way. He doesn't have all the upgrades for his Ultras, but he wants to go right now regardless.
Bye-bye Banelings. Nice manual targeting by Byun. Symbol is dropping in supply, but now he's close enough to take down the first few siege tanks. The Marines still have to be careful, as there are a lot of Banelings. He's trying to run away from them. The Ultralists have free reign now, moving in, and Symbol is remaxing with 88 with 90 Zerglings.
That was one of the most inefficient trades I have ever seen for Symbol, but he still is so far ahead in economy and bases that it doesn't seem to matter. He wants to save the space. There's the transfuse, and it looks like he will be able to keep it alive.
Harvesters killed, 17 by Symbol, 11 by Byun. +3/+3, nearly done for the Terran player, a lot faster than Symbol.
Yeah, 3-3 is about to finish for Byun right now. This is a position where if he is super careful, he may be able to inch his way through this, but he's a little bit stuck right now, I have to say, on 3 bases. This has been his problem in most of his games, and not only this group, but his up and down group that got him here in the first place. He's always kind of trapped against aggression on 3 bases.
Smart positioning by Byun with those extra barracks that he builds, and also the command center, trying to make sure that there are small gaps in hallways that the Zerg player has to move through. And talking about our Zerg, we have +3/+3, of course, started research a while ago, but now Adrenal Glance is also on the production tab, so he's going for every single upgrade in the book to make sure that his melee units are really strong. And another wave of Banelings coming in.
He really wants to go heavy on the Banelings. The Adrenal Glance is so important. We saw Shine not research that earlier, and how much that affected him was pretty severe.
But now this displacement with all those structures is really going into coming into play.
Yeah, so it's going to be hard for Symbol to actually kill Byun. Byun still has the problem that he can't take the 4th base, and he's going to see, in fact, Symbol's now his 6th base to the left side of the map.
This bank for Symbol is gigantic.
It's even getting bigger and bigger.
3,000 minerals.
Oh,
nice
drop. And with the Spire coming up, he's got now the ability to transition into something that Byun has not yet prepared for. And as Byun mines more and more out, and he keeps building units to defend against Ultras, eventually he finds himself out of money. He doesn't have a bank. He can't make starports to make Vikings to deal with the Brewlords that Symbol is making a bank to build.
And Symbol is playing this just super safe. He's really waiting for +3/+3 and for Adrenaline Glance. He doesn't want to attack without those upgrades. Now, both of them are nearly completed. Nice Marine drop into the Banelings, but that's 1 Baneling, and there are still 42 left. These drops are, of course, taking its toll, but with Symbol expanding all over the place, it's not going to win beyond the game. He can poke a little bit, but this is just like poking a wounded bear.
What's so interesting is that Symbol has no anti-air with his composition, ever. With no infestors, no mutas. Not that Byun can really capitalize on that. It's not like he's going to be like, alright, I'm going to switch to Banshees, but there's something to consider here. That's why he's able to keep doing this with his medevacs.
Byun wants to move forward. He needs a 4th, and he knows it. He's going on
This is a great opportunity for him. This is his best chance to take a fight in this game.
He's trying to claim the high ground. If the Terran player holds the high ground, he can pressure the space in the middle for Symbol. But Symbol is moving in now.
And this is a terrible place for Symbol to engage, but he might have enough.
He's moving in, and the Banelings, all of them detonate here. The supply is about even. The Ultralisk still doing a lot of damage, and Byun trying to micro his Marines, trying to move back with the stutter step. But there is just so much for Symbol, and he's maxed out again in seconds.
That bank is really working for him, and if he had Infestors, he could do, I feel, even a little bit more. Spore Crawlers are moving up with his army. He's been making these slowly but steadily throughout the game. He's going to use this to actually be his anti-air against the medevacs. The medevacs that keep becoming a problem for him. Every time he wants to kill the army, Byun picks up. Byun's medevac count right now is at 12.
And even more important, he doesn't have a single siege tank left. And here come now the Zerglings and the Ultralisks without the siege tanks. This is a tough time for Byun. He has to pull the SCVs.
Pulls the SCVs already. The medevacs here keeping these units alive. Even the SCVs now, he's fighting with them, using the medevacs to heal. But Byun is dropping further and further behind.
Jaedong with sad faces as Symbol is crushing his way through the defense of the Terran
Symbol space, man. He made it.
Symbol is happy. This has to be the GG. Byun is already in Code S, and it looks like Symbol is gonna follow him.
He has that grin on his face, you know, letting you know, hey, maybe my teammates can't make it, but I'm getting through this group no matter what. And he has the Broodlord transition ready to go here.
He has the mining, something that Byun just doesn't have anymore. He's on 2 bases, and both of them don't have a lot of mineral patches left.
Spore Crawler shooting at the command center here.
That kind of tells you what kind of a position we are in now. Symbol is playing this safe. He doesn't leave any openings for Byun to capitalize on.
Transfusing the Ultralisk, keeping them alive, continuing to build that bank. He has 2,000 gas right now. So does Byun, but he will never be able to use it. GG!
Symbol and Byun advance to Code S. Shine, Center, and Jaedong will have to play in Code A next season. Well played by Symbol on Antigua Shipyard.
Great game by Symbol on Antigua Shipyard. I feel like if anyone was having trouble with Antigua Shipyard, they should play this game because this was extremely well played. Byun, on the other hand, remember, is still in Code S regardless of that loss, but he played a good game.
Yeah. He tried, but it didn't really make it work, and up to the last second he wasn't really sure if he was really in Code S. You can really see that his coach is currently confirming that he made it, that there are no more games needed for today. We have our 2 winners. It's the wildcard group today, and 2 of those 5 players have been chosen. It's Symbol and Byun.
Yeah. We had a really unique up and down group. I mean, it was a group of groups, is what I mean to say. This set of up and downs was different because I had the wild card, and I liked the story that it created. I actually hope that we get to continue to have this opportunity because up and downs are harsh. They're really tough groups. There's 6-player groups, so many different players to prepare for. It's almost impossible to get out unless you are a top tier player. So that 3rd place group that comes out is pretty cool.
We had a really intense up and down week, and guys, the one thing that we have to announce here, and we're pretty happy to do this. So we know that there have been a lot of problems with the streamer for a few amongst you, and of course GOMTV was working to improve on it, and I think over the week it got a little bit better, but still there were issues, and we are aware of that. So there's going to be very soon information on GOMTV. We'll have that on screen in a little bit as well. There's going to be a rebroadcast of the up and downs from January 14th to January the 18th. All of those streams will be completely for free. If you still have problems with the stream, if you have problems with those restreams, then please send an email to support@gomtv.net. Supply them with as much information as possible about your connection, about where you live.
Everything that you can, because that's the best way to figure out why you're having the problem.
Exactly. Tell them where you live, what kind of provider you use, and all the information that you can gather. So if you have problems with these streams, help us a little bit to help you. And for more information, you can, of course, always go to gomtv.net and check those out. The threads should be up in, I guess, a few hours.
Yeah, it'll probably be up very soon.
Make also sure to go to Reddit. There was a lot of commotion about the streams being a little bit laggy, and I feel news like this definitely deserves to get a thread on Reddit and also to be upvoted. We are definitely working on it. We are taking all the feedback that we get very, very serious. So once again, the rebroadcast of the up and downs is going to be starting at the January the 14th. It's going to last until the January the 18th.
Yeah, totally free.
Everything is going to be free. And if you still have problems, write that in the Reddit thread as well, please. Write an email to support@gomtv.net and tell them exactly about your connection, all the information that you can provide to help us help you.
Well, let's take a look at our results for today and talk about who got through. You can see that Byun and Symbol were able to make it. A big fan favorite, Jaedong, not able to succeed, and only one of 3 TSL players was able to make it out.
Yeah. We have another Zerg and a Terran player advanced. This means that once again the Terrans have the majority of the players. No, actually it's the Zerg players. My bad. I'm sorry, we talked about it earlier. I mixed it up. Zerg with 14 players in Code S, Terran with 13, and Protoss this time only represented by 5 players. But these 5 can definitely make a difference.
And like I said, I'm pretty sure this is the first time that Zerg has had the most of their race in Code S ever. So look at that lineup of players, by the way.
This is going to be a pretty sick season.
Oh my god, I think I will be here even though I live in continents really far away, I will probably be here every single day I can for Code S.
I will be in Germany, but I made sure that I have my data available with my Green provider, even though it's going to cost me a fortune because I want to see those games live. So guys, the season starts on the 22nd. Next week you are going to have the rebroadcast of the up and downs in case you missed any of those. And this is it for us. I hope that you enjoyed the week. We had a lot of good matches, a lot of good groups. If you enjoyed the broadcast, definitely let us know at the 2 of us on Twitter, at ProxyWolf, myself at Calder. I really hope that you had a good week as well. Gonna see you soon. Bye bye.